Hello fellow Endeavourists, my name's Chris and welcome to my review of the Endeavour episode Arcadia, episode 2 of series 3. If you're watching this on YouTube and not my website morselewis.endeavour.com, head over there to read a comprehensive review that includes information on the music, locations, literary references and much more about this episode Arcadia. Like the previous episode Ride, this episode has a metatextual element to it. With the episode Ride it was The Great Gatsby, while Arcadia's underlying metatext is the Dustin Hoffman 1967 film The Graduate.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
This episode is set in 1967, the summer of love. And to make that point in the episode, we meet a group of hippies living in a commune, growing their fruit and vegetables. Far out, man. This is the episode where we say farewell to D.S. Peter Jakes and hello to P.C. Shirley Truelove. Personally, I believe this series lost a good character in Jakes and gained a character who for the most part was the token female and was used as a cipher all too often. Also, Jack Lasky is a far better actor than Dakota Blue Richards. Lasky has depth and the ability to communicate a wide range of emotions with his eyes, body and voice. Dakota Blue Richards, on the other hand, is at times wooden and speaks her dialogue in a flat tone that at times is devoid of any inflections or emotion or energy. The character of Jakes will be sadly missed in forthcoming episodes. He was a character one could love to hate. He was the bad boy that the series needed. He was an excellent counterpoint to Endeavour. Jakes was the dark to Endeavour's light. He was a boy from the streets who had no problem saying what he thought, and it seemed he had the respect of the other police officers. Meanwhile, Endeavour, the university man, is still a long way off from gaining the respect of all the other police officers, and as yet hasn't fully gained the respect of Bright. A series like Endeavour needs a bad boy like Jakes to counterbalance the good guys of Endeavour, Thursday and Strange. That balance was not seen again until the appearance of Ronnie Box. This episode, like Ride, is convoluted with too many red herrings and plot lines that don't make sense, and also false leads that just fizzle out. Let's start with Morse finding the arsenic and broken glass and bottles of baby food and bloater paste at the artist's studio. Why did Endeavour not phone the pub to warn Thursday about his poison sandwiches? Why did Russell Lewis think it made sense to have Endeavour drive all the way to the pub to warn Fred? Tension is the answer. Russell is trying to create tension in the possibility of Thursday being poisoned, but the whole scenario is so ridiculous and lacking intelligence that no tension is created, only frustration at a pathetic attempt to have the viewers on the proverbial edge of their seats. The only reason I was on the edge of my seat was to leave the room. Is there any other part of the storyline worse than the aforementioned? Sadly, yes. After Endeavour's emulation of Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry running from phone box to phone box with a bag of money, he reaches a bench in the middle of a field, but somehow someone creeps up on him and manages to knock him unconscious and take the money. But sadly, that's not the worst part. The police manage to find the bag that had contained the money. Endeavour and Jakes go off in one direction as the other officers go off in two other directions. Without any clues, they find Verity bound and gagged in an underground cave or cavern. How long was Verity willing to remain in that cave? How did Verity and Alicia know they would be found? It's insulting, it's poor writing, it's lazy. If Russell would have spent more time on the script and less time crowbarring in TV and film references, it would have been a better episode and ultimately a better series as well. Russell was relying too much on the goodwill he had built up with the Endeavour audience and the love of the characters in the series. Continuing with the plotline of Verity being found in the cave, Endeavour returns to the cave and finds a cable running from the cave to a battery a few yards away. Why was that cave not cordoned off? There had been an explosion, for God's sake. There was no police officer standing guard at the entrance. Why were the bomb squad not there investigating an explosion? Was there an investigation of the explosion? And if there was, why did no one find the cable? Again, bad and lazy writing. Not only do we get bad and lazy writing, we get a lack of continuity. Firstly, Jakes and Endeavour suddenly become friends and Jakes acts in a civil manner to Endeavour. Secondly, is Endeavour's complete lack of acknowledgement of Monica's existence. They'd been in a serious relationship. They talked of running off together and starting a new life. The only connection they make is Endeavour coldly saying hello to Monica in one scene. Russell has said in an interview that when he writes a new series, he forgets events from the previous series. No kidding. I mentioned earlier about false leads and storylines that don't go anywhere. One of these was at the beginning of the episode when we see white students chasing two black men, then throwing one of them into the river. What was the point of these scenes? Did it help the plot? No. Did it help any of the storylines? No. Did it help enhance the episode? No. Was Russell Lewis trying to make a political point and assuage his white guilt? Yes. It was a cheap, politically motivated scene that ended up being detrimental to the cause of anti-racism because the storyline went nowhere. The Endeavour episode Raga did a better job of tackling the serious issue of racism. Maybe the point was to introduce the character Cuthbert Macumber. Maybe, but that could have been done when Endeavour visits the offices of Amnox. The aforementioned scenes added to the convoluted, unfocused elements of the episode. This episode, like so many from Series 3 onwards, is saved by the excellent acting, cinematography, wardrobe, set design, editing, music, and there is a few good standout scenes. Endeavour moving into his new flat, the first pub scene with Thursday, Jakes and Endeavour, Frazel and Endeavour in the pub, and some others as well. But all that is not enough to make one forget the poor writing and unforgivable, unfocused elements of the episode. Russell has also introduced so many characters that most of them, Joan, Sam, Wynne, Bright, Dorothea, Max, barely get any screen time. My score for this episode is 5 Jags out of 10. Unfortunately, an average episode at best. Thank you everyone for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. But either way, liked or disliked, let me know in the comments. And for next episode, I will be reviewing the Endeavour episode 3. A tiger in Oxford. Yeesh.